Okay, so let's talk about the beauty industry trend thing that like all of the girls are covering. This is so interesting. And it's another reason, so I'm gonna just suggest maybe watching a couple of other videos. Um, I think Kimberly Foster from For Harriet made a video a while ago that was like beauty is a bad investment. I would highly encourage you to go watch that. There's another video that was like, well, sorry. I think that watching Jackie Aina's response video, or I'll put the video in the description box that kind of puts together right a lot of these responses, which I think is very useful. But um, I will say this: for Black women, I think the Asian woman had a point, but I also think the Black woman had a point. Like everybody collectively kind of has a point, and so in terms of like the ghettoization of Black women is just a thing, but the reason that it's a thing is because there actually are quite a lot of like ghetto Black women. There's a lot of Black women who are not ghetto, but then there are Black women who just are, and some of that comes with poverty. And so one thing that you see, and actually like I think some of y'all haven't seen this. Well, you've seen it, but you nobody's ever like described it bluntly. Like people just keep using words like ghetto, and y'all don't understand what they mean. So there's been this like idea, this like ghettoization of like frizzy hair, right? Because like if you have money, why couldn't you just buy a hair conditioner and then your hair wouldn't be frizzy? So the bigger idea here is like the straighter your hair is, the wealthier you are, because if you didn't have frizzy hair, you would have you wouldn't have frizzy hair if you had like a flat iron, right? And you had like hair conditioner, then your hair wouldn't be frizzy, because why would anyone with money want to have frizzy hair? Now this is why it's been really important for me to like wear my natural hair just in all types of spaces. Like even when I have money to get my hair done, when I have resources to like get my nails done or something, I still won't do it, mostly because I want to normalize the regular blackness. Like, because another thing that I think is very funny is people who are non-black don't understand black beauty aesthetics and how expensive they actually are. Like for me, um, right, like I have lotion all over this apartment. My lotion is not cheap, right? Well, maybe, I mean, maybe it is cheap comparatively, but you know, like Aveeno costs something like $13 for a bottle. My hair shampoo, it's about $13. I spent about $87 on, you know, pattern, and that's just to keep my hair as frizzy as it is right now, right? And even my skin routine, I think I use Cetaphil, but I might start using Sabrina Elba's products, right? Just because I want to support her. But all of that costs money, right? Like to the water in my apartment costs money, to have heat, all that costs money. The air conditioning behind me, some people have actually been making fun of that. They're like, you're just making fun in your air conditioned apartment. Yeah, bitch, facts. Air conditioning costs money, and I'm going to continue to pay to have it. Not the point though. And also, like there's this idea of like clean girl aesthetic, um which I feel like I keep hearing a bunch of poor women talk about, because like for some reason like poor women from all over the world who have been sold whiteness, um they believe that like this is what I'm talking about. They just go to like the dollar store and they get these like simple ass flip-flops, and they have their like $1 outfits that they got at the Ross, and they're like, I am pretty, I'm woman, I am so great. They have what I was calling Beyonce confidence, when it's like, girl, you just went to the Ross and you just walked out like anybody could do that. Like it's not giving. And on the other hand, you have like economically poor black women who've spent a ridiculous amount of money in order to like buy beauty. And what I mean by that is like a lot of y'all haven't been paying attention, or you just maybe don't understand black culture, so you don't know how expensive it is to get hair done. Like there are these braids that I want to have done. It's like 6 braids and it costs $80. That's actually kind of a lot of money for a hairstyle. It only costs $56 to get a blowout. That includes a wash. This doesn't even include a wash. It is just 6 braids. It costs $60. I also, if I want extensions, I have to go buy the extensions. That is not a little bit of money. That's kind of a lot of money. Okay. Anyway, but if you don't know the prices of these like hair weaves that black girls are getting with the sew-ins and all the other shit, yeah, it's actually very expensive. Like those weaves and shit, like the hair on its own might cost like $300. The to get it put in your head might cost an additional $200. That's $500. How often do you get this done? Right, if you're taking care of, if you wanted it to look good every day, you know, like if you think about, I don't know if you guys, if you follow Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and like the older episodes kind of like detail Kim's beauty routines and how often she gets her hair done. I think Kim wears like tracks and stuff, but they're going in like every 3 or 4 days. They're in the hair salon getting it done, maybe even more often than that. Like it is very expensive to like look like Kim Kardashian, or go follow like Lori Harvey, right? You see like she's in a Pilates class like every day. Go look like the Pilates studio that like her and Hailey Bieber and all them go to. Every class costs like $175. So like there is a like you can do Pilates every day if you want to drop $175. If you have the $175 to drop, right? And then you can eat like them, cuz like health food is not cheap. Like this is the reason I created the account Olivia Marcy Eats, because like a lot of y'all who are just over there eating McDonald's every day think that we're all living the same. We're like, my one kava bowl costs $15 a bowl. Maybe that's like cheap in compared to like Lori Harvey's $1,000 meal. But I know for a fact, like every girl who just came over off the border, off that, you know, bus from Mexico, they're not buying $15 kava bowls every meal 3 times a day. Like it's not happen. They don't have the money. So like we have to make, there's like levels to this. And then especially for like you know, makeup, like one thing I have right now, I have two kits. One is it's orgasm blush, and this is, it's by NARS, and it's just like eyeshadow. That's what I'm trying to say. And those aren't necessarily cheap. Like each one of those, I think is like $26, maybe more than $38 a kit, normal price. That isn't cheap. Like I don't know everyone else's socioeconomic position to be able to make blanket statements of like if you can afford it or not, but that like every girl in America and in all of the other parts of the world just does not have the money to buy those things. But like natural beauty is a real thing. But also like this is why we talk about like aging gracefully, because like to just maintain a normal state of health, it costs money. Okay? Like being able to afford to like live indoors in a bed, having a shower, having a meal, all that shit is not free. And I think a lot of people are just out here under this false belief that like shit that is not free is free. And that's just weird as fuck. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so fucking weird. Like, just let shit that costs money cost money. Things that cost money cost money. But also, the Asian woman was right about some shit, because I see it too. Like, y'all be walking around with, like, eyelashes like super they just look so false. Like what you're wearing, your eyelashes look super fake. Okay, like your hairstyles, everybody knows it's like a super, it's not a good weave. Like there's a difference between like a good weave and a bad weave, and a lot of y'all have bad weaves. Like I saw a girl today who, I don't know if it was a sew-in, if it was tracks or whatever, but I was like, you can see the tracks. It like she just had it like glued like right here to her head, and so you're just like looking at this like piece of false hair that she just like put in her head. Um, and then she was like making all these comments about like her naturally curly hair, and I just sat there. I was just like, wow. I'm like literally looking at your track. Like it wasn't even she tried to hide it. You know how people have braids and they sew it in on top? There was no sew in situation. She just glued it right to the top. Um so that I don't know. I don't. Maybe I'll make more content of like this for me is kind of like, this is pretty low maintenance. I've been giving you guys very low maintenance, like economy ticket Barbie, right? Like, but like Birkenstock Barbie, but even Birkenstock Barbie is not like homeless crackhead Barbie. Like Birkenstocks are about $100 for one sandal. So, like $100 isn't zero. It's not zero. So that's the thing.